What is up, world? This is the Vinyl Casket. I am your hostess with the lamest, Nick, and this is the weekly comic review. Coming out a little late tonight, but I have a lot of books, and I even missed one, which sucks. We got a stack. We'll start this off real quick because some people like to sleep. Who would have thunk? Okay. The one I missed last week, Maestro issue 3. I think this is out of 6. Really cool, really quick, really easy to digest story. All 3 issues so far have been easy to digest. They haven't been anything crazy, but the stories individually, they're entertaining, they're fast. There's laughable moments. There's cool aspects. And when you put them up, they're building into something. Each one is like a stepping stone into the next one. So obviously, I thought that was Professor X in Professor X 90 wheelchair. But it's Rick Jones. You should have realized, there's no way Professor X would still be alive. He fights Hercules a little bit. This is really deciding how he becomes Maestro, how Hulk becomes Maestro, and artwork is solid, dialogue is solid. You really see him become mad in this issue. Oh. Okay, Jason. But yeah, you get this, he creates this whole, army of robotic, creature dogs, and then you get, a side story in the back, which is really cool. Quick, easy, really adds to the series. Really pissed I didn't get it last week when it came out, but, we got it now, and I'm glad I read it. Okay, that's done. Alright, we're going to continue with Marvel. We're going to continue with issue 4 of Strange Academy. I'm almost convinced I'm going to get the 5th issue, and then if it's nothing crazy, I'm going to drop it. It's, I really wanted this series to be cool. I looked forward to it coming out. It's cool, it's interesting, but nothing's happening. You're 4 issues in, and there hasn't been a solid story arc at all. Every issue is a standalone issue with no plot development, nothing. Nothing happens. There's nothing that happens in one issue that translates into another issue besides a minor maybe subplot line that halfway through the next issue dissolves into whatever happens next. It's cool. And it does remind me of X Academy, a new X-Men Academy, but at least in those issues, stuff happened. There was conflict between the characters, and everyone, there was action in each issue, and there was it went into the House of M stuff that was happening, and it played with the major plot lines. Nothing's happening in here. Nothing has happened. In the 4 issues that I've read, nothing has happened. And that kind of sucks because these are mostly newer characters that have so much potential to be developed into really fan favorites. Because you have a whole cast of characters that really don't have much going for them. They could do anything with these characters and it's not going to they messed up my favorite character. This is no one's favorite characters are in this. No one's favorite characters at all. They could do anything. They could do crazy things with this. They could, these kids have incredible powers and they're not even tapping on it. Every issue is the same formula. They do something goes wrong, they do something they're not supposed to, and they don't learn anything from it. There's never any lessons learned, there's nothing. And I enjoy the artwork. and I enjoy reading it. Like, the artwork's really cool. Like, I love the settings that they're taking us. You know, there is minor, like, relationship development between the characters, but nothing that's substantial, nothing that affects the characters, nothing that affects the plot line. Like, I could read like, everything that happened in this issue, I bet you none of it, like, matters for the next issue. Like, I could read this right now without ever reading any of the other issues, because I haven't learned anything substantial about any of these characters at all. And it's getting really annoying because I want this series to do well. This is a series that had like a good amount of hype around it when they announced it. Like, everyone loves Doctor Strange, and his current series is really cool. But come on, like, this is like a magical academy. Like, you know, so much potential because there's so much freedoms. Like, I'm gonna keep saying it, but these characters are brand new. You could do anything. You kill off characters. You could mutate characters. You could change characters. You could make these characters fight like tremendously. You can give them crazy. Their powers expand. They could do something that messes up the entire Marvel universe, and you know, it could be fixed in the next 2 issues because Doctor Strange comes in and wipes it clean. But there's nothing happening. Okay, let me get out of Marvel. Last one. X of Swords Stasis. X of Swords Part 11 of 22. Again, you know, I wasn't really a fan of this issue. Artwork was solid. Thicker issue. Artwork's always solid. You basically get to see what's going on in Otherworld, and then, you know, the story of how Akora, the enemy island, how they get all their sword bearers, and then that ends, and then you get so you get this cool, you know, that's all, and then the story leading up to this page is how everyone gets their sword, because we've obviously seen throughout the issues how the X-Men have gotten their swords, and then you get to see the X-Men, and then they get these cards of, you know, what they are, strength, and Knight of Death, and the Fool, and, you know, a little sub-story leading into whatever happens, and you get to see that Apocalypse's wife is still alive, and they have to fight, and, you know, for a thicker issue, it read pretty quick, and, you know, nothing really important happens. It's like stuff you could have seen coming. It establishes what's going to happen eventually, but, you know, Marvel didn't really do it for me this week. I only got 2 issues, and, like, it's really pushing. I want sort of X of Swords to end so I can, you know, something happen to all these characters. We can start dropping some issues, because it's just too much. Okay, DC. Lot of shit. Okay, a series I thought I dropped. Well, I was gonna drop, and I forgot to tell my comic shop I was dropping. Oh. Yeah, dude, I've been into comics for... Probably started when I was like 2004. Yo, thank you so much for the follow. Matrix 9000. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, I've been reading comics since like 2004. Almost like religiously. I was doing a lot of that stuff. Like, I read heavy through like 2009 through 2010, 2011, when all like the Civil War and Secret Invasion stuff was going on in Marvel. Huge Marvel fan, but I've always liked Batman and Flash. And as I got older, Spider-Man 2 is really, throughout college, I was always reading Spider-Man titles and X-Men titles. And then when I got back into it, like in the last year and a half, 2 years almost, I really got into X-Men, got me back into comics with this new series, House of X, Powers of X, where they kind of soft rebooted everything. Really got me back into comics. and there's like 9 or 10 X-Men titles right now, and there's a new event going on, crossover X of Swords, but like I'm getting kind of sick of having like 9 titles with all these same characters. There's like probably like 5 or 6. I'm glad. Because I'm trying to thrive on this part of Twitch. But yeah, I thought I dropped this title, but I guess I didn't tell my comic shop that I wasn't going to do it anymore, so it was in my pull list. And when I saw the cover, I said, screw it, I'll get it. This is issue 10 of Legion of Superheroes. And honestly, I'm glad I picked it up. Because honestly, it was my favorite issue since I started reading Legion. Artwork. Do they do that thing where they usually do where every page is a different... No, okay. So that was kind of annoying me. Because they would do... What they were doing in this book was every page was a different artist. So this art style changed every single page. And like that was cool and everything. And it was all good styles. But it was no consistent... The lack of consistent flow was really... Joker War? Yes, I have issue 3. I'm going to get to that. It's probably going to be the last book I talk about. I have all 3 right next to me. I'm going to do like a set comparison. I have the variant B covers with all 3 trading cards. Oh, they're coming out with a hardcover already? That's crazy. Unless you're talking about Joker War. I don't know if you're talking about 3 Joker or Joker War. But I have all of them. I reviewed every issue and tie-in on Joker War on here. They're all on past pre-loaded VODs. So you could look at that. If you want to see all my reviews, you'll see every issue of Joker War that came out. And then I also have all 3 Jokers. So yeah, this was a consistent artist. Yeah, I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. Consistent artist. I really liked this aspect where every planet that they jumped to, they had this cool like thing with like some weird letters, and then what planet they were on. They went to Earth. They went to Oa. They went to New Krypton. They went to Planet Gotham. Like, it was really... And, like, artwork was phenomenal throughout. You know, they had, like, 8 different groups of characters, and they really developed it. They really went into stuff with the Golden Lantern, which was really cool. The stuff on Krypton was really cool. Well, New Krypton. Brainiac stuff is cool. The Rimbor stuff, they're also on Rimbor, was crazy. How, is it Ultra? What's his name? Ultra Boy. So, Ultra Boy is basically was forced into is the leader of the Legion at this point. Was voted leader of the Legion, and now he also has been elected leader of Rimbor. So he's like freaking out, which is really cool. These characters, there's so many characters, but at the same time, like they're like individually slowly developing everybody, and like this is how you develop a large roster of newly, like some of these characters are like classic characters and they're being rebooted completely from the ground up, and then some of them are brand new characters. The Golden Lantern, like who the heck is the Golden Lantern? And they're doing such a great job, whereas Strange Academy has brand new characters that they could do literally anything with, and they're failing. I haven't rated any books yet. Maestro was 7.5 out of 10. Strange Academy, I say, is a 4 out of 10. And X of Swords Stasis is like a 6. Where can I get this comic? Your local comic shop should have everything. It's like a main DC title, so if you want, definitely always support your local comic book shops. You can go on local comic book. It's probably a website. I think it's called Local Comic Book Shop Finder or something online, and type in your like zip code, and it should tell you where the closest shops are. You can go on the website I use also, where I pull up. I'll show you at the end of this. It's called LeagueofComicGeeks.com. That's how you can make a list of all the books you want to come out each week and what titles you're following. It will create lists, and there's a shop locator on that website that will allow you to do that. You can also use certain shops will allow you to use that website to order the books. But yeah, 8 out of 10, probably the highest I've ever given a Legion book. I'm definitely gonna keep reading it now because I really like where they're going. Okay, Death Metal one shot, Rise of the New God, really wordy, and like the first half of this issue, I didn't know how I felt about it. Obviously good cover work, love these thicker covers. So basically, you start on first. You open the book, and you got Metron's chair, the Mobius chair, all messed up. Awesome way to start it. And basically, you get this opening fight that's starting up between the Multiverse That Laughs and what's her name, Perpetua. And they fight, and then you get this guy who shows up, the Chronicler, from, is it Overvoid? So from like a different like reality, like crazy distance. So his task in life is to chronicle dying universes, and he's going around. He tells the Joker that he doesn't matter, and the Joker's about to cry. He also wraps his hand around his throat. Crazy. You get to see multiple times. He like learns a bunch of stuff about the universe and how fascinating it is. You get these cool full pages of like classic like events and characters. And then the splash pages are really cool. He goes after Brainiac 5. Really cool they draw Brainiac 5, and then you get another like full page of stuff. Really, really cool artwork on this book. Who was it? Hill? It's obvious. Tinian the Fourth is always great. And then he brings Metron back to life. And it has this really deep, like, another crazy splash page of fighting. This, like, incredible, like, one-on-one conversation with Metron. And it leads into this whole, like, he's going to save the universe kind of thing. And then you get, like, this mini Green Lantern story about Jon Stewart getting everyone to team up together. I say, I want to give it 7.5, 8. I want to give it an 8.5, but like, at the same time, it's another one of those stories where you can kind of, I feel like you could skip it, but I don't know how important the Chronicle is going to be for the rest of Death Metal, so. Really, I don't really watch TikToks. Like, I'm a little too old for that. But I every once in a while. But yeah, definitely go on. YouTube channels I would totally recommend is Gem Mint Collectibles. He does great weekly reviews. He does statue collections. He does omnibuses, which are like huge books that are like collect an entire artist run or creative team's run or an entire storyline. Like every book that goes into that storyline will be collected into this giant book. He does really good stuff. Comic Tom 101, Comic Storian, Valiant. They're all really good YouTube channels that if you wanted like really good recommendations, I would totally watch their channels. I learned a lot of how I talk about books from them. Okay, issue 764 of The Flash. Really cool one, like continuing story from the Trickster thing. Last month. This is twice a month. This is a bi-monthly. Last issue. Cool. Yeah, I don't really have a lot of videos on YouTube. I load only really my comic reviews because a lot of my live streams are just, nothing really happens because I haven't built that much of a fan base yet. But yeah, thank you. I really do appreciate it. Yeah. Crazy cover. All about Dr. Alchemy escaping. You get like a really cool... This new creative team of Schnick and Conrad... Awesome splash pages. Use of splash pages. You get a lot of background into the Philosopher's Stone in this issue. Look, this is another standalone. The first two, this creative team's second book into the series, and they've done really good in just doing some standalone Barry Allen development. What is this song? Cardboard Swords. I've never even heard of them. That's crazy. I really like this one.
I was the best, simultaneously the worst. In best case scenario, I should be cursed for the rest of my life.
It's fire. It reminds me of like modern baseball. Okay. But yeah, really cool fight in this. A lot of background on the Philosopher's Stone. They go in about the Metal Men. The way he draws the Flash is really cool. You get a continuation. It's going to continue this book. So I hope what's going on with what's his name? I literally just said his name. Is it Dr. Alchemy? I was going to say Professor Alchemy. Dr. Alchemy. Is this song for real? Jesus Christ. Okay, I distracted by that. 7. 7 out of 10. Good issue. I really want to see them start a new... I know it's kind of soon to do a story arc. They gotta really wait for Death Metal to end so they can get Wally back fully. But, yeah, really cool what they're doing with this creative team. I feel like they're nervous to do anything crazy because they just got a hold of the character. But they gotta do something soon. Okay, get into the Batman stuff. Alright, we're gonna start with issue 48 of Batman Beyond. That last issue, we got to see Booster Gold at the end and him freak out about the timeline being all messed up. This is where this starts. It's probably gonna be a story arc already. We just finished one story arc. We're going headfirst into another one. Something happened in the past, and Batman got messed up, and then Batman tries to kill Batman Beyond and ended up killing Robin Beyond. Artwork, great, awesome artwork. Who is this? Jurgens and Pelliter. Great artwork. Really great dialogue. Bruce Gold coming in. Awesome coloring. Yeah, really cool story. I don't want to give it away too much in this book because this is a book I want everyone to get into because it's just as good as the old TV show. It's even better, honestly. The character development is amazing. I really wish, because like we just got Batwoman, Batgirl, whatever her name is in this. Just got a brand new costume, and they used her heavily in the last story arc. So I was wishing that she'd be a more prominent figure in the book now. It doesn't look like that's gonna happen yet. And you get like this new guy. Yeah, some really cool stuff is gonna be happening soon. He meets his freaking dad. Well, I guess it's not really his dad because his genetics come from Bruce. And then you get this sick. Oh, dude. 8 out of 10. Hands easy. Oh, there goes the camera. I've been on for half an hour. Stupid. Dude, I wish I had more money so I can get a freaking another camera. I need a newer camera that doesn't do this auto shut off. I can't figure out how to override this. It's too freaking old. Where's my water at the other end of the room? Great. Okay. Okay, we're gonna get into the 2 anniversary issues right now. One of which is the end of the series, which sucks. They're both issue 50. We're gonna start with. Damn, which one did I like more? Alright. Batgirl issue 50. Final issue. Giant size, baby. Really sad this series is ending. I got into it through Joker War, and I really, really, really enjoyed this. Cover here is awesome. Her brother killed himself in the last issue. Her dad's blaming Batgirl, even though it's not her fault, and Dad still doesn't realize that she's Batgirl. Artwork is on point. It's super realism, like it's the best realism. And Barbara Gordon's trying to find this balance between being Batgirl, being Oracle, and being Barbara Gordon, who's working for who does she work for? I'd say it a bunch of times. Congresswoman. She works with the Congresswoman in her district. She's like, I guess, her assistant or whatever. So she's going around Gotham trying to help, trying to see who needs what and what they can do to rebuild Gotham after all the Joker War stuff. You get introduced to what's her name? Is it Ryan Wilder? The character that's going to be the new Batwoman in the Batwoman TV show is introduced into the comics fully for like a split second in this book, which is really cool. Puts her in continuity. You get some Barbara Gordon romantic stuff. It's not Dick, which sucks. Then you get this Bat family kind of thing. You get a really cool scene where Batman's like explaining how they have to be easy with the money and he doesn't have as much money right now because of all the stuff that happened in Batman 101. And they're like, oh, I guess, we have to cut our allowance. And she turns to Tim and Dick and is like, you guys get an allowance? And Dick's like, well, I get a stipend. Like, the dialogue in this book is phenomenal. Oh, that's a huge cast. They're fucking. She gets all mad at Dick after the stuff that happened in the last Nightwing last week. She kind of gets pissed off. She's running around saving people, And she apologizes and does, really, really good story. Really, she motivates everybody and she gets her dad involved. It was a really cool story. And then you get this sub-story where she's complaining how she doesn't have a rogue gallery. And she's always going to help the Justice League and help all these other heroes do all this work for all these other heroes because they always need her. And she doesn't, she never gets to focus on her own problems, her own villains. And then she gets her, I guess her name's Virus. And there's a third story in this book, which is really cool. So you get that Virus thing, but she's got her own rogues gallery. And then you get Game Night, which is she's hanging out and they're playing like Dungeons and Dragons basically with Huntress, Black Canary, Orphan, and Spoiler. And she's making them all play as different roles that don't usually use the attributes or the aspects that they normally do as their superhero identities. So they're forced to use like their brains to strategize. And it was so cool. She plays the Oracle aspect when they go on a crime hunt and they end up having, dude, it was a really cool like 5-page story in the back of the book. Awesome. This is a 9 out of 10 book. Easily. So upset this series ended. I'm hoping that we get like a, something involving Barbara Gordon, going into this. Because now they've established, she works with the Justice League. She's gonna have a rogues gallery, She's coping with all this stuff in her life and she's pushing forward and she's doing all this stuff. So what is she gonna, why are you getting rid of her book? You just made her seem like she's gonna be an even better character in the future. Why are you getting rid of her book? It doesn't make any sense. Okay, I need to grab my water. I'm about to choke. Okay. Alright, next anniversary issue. Alright, second to last issue of the night. Boom. Issue 50 of Red Hood Outlaw. No longer Red Hood and the Outlaws because the Outlaw era ends. This is Lobdell. Great writer. Awesome cover. In the background, I don't know if you guys can fully see it, but behind, he's sitting on this gargoyle. He's got the crowbar and he's got the sword. His classic costume, which he hasn't been wearing in the last couple of issues. He had that weird new issue. In this, he's wearing a bunch of different costumes. But you have Bizarro and Artemis, and then you have, is it Artemis? Is that her name? Artemis? Okay, I think it is. But you also have Starfire, Roy Harper, and Man-Bat. I didn't expect them to put Man-Bat in the back here. Really, really cool. Shout out to all the stuff that's been going on with him and everything. So you get like 1 month ago, week ago, they they really, because this storyline in this book kind of hovers around the last like 3 months of his title. It kind of goes around all that stuff and ties in different aspects and different things that happen. You get sick artwork in this book, like phenomenal Red Hood stuff. I still don't really like this new costume that they keep making him wear, but he rescues Dula Dent, which is the Joker's daughter, and helps her through a bunch of stuff. There's some really cool realism artwork in this. I wish they would give him the white hair so they like make him not look like Dick and Tim, like the white streaks or the red hair. You get a lot of throwbacks to stuff, Dude, the artwork is phenomenal. You get all this, with Artemis and Starfire and Bizarro and Roy and I thought it was great when he was like, Roy dies because he's just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Rehab, no less. That's a shout out to how he was killed by Wally West in was it Heroes in Crisis? Which is crazy. I really want to get the hardcover of that. So you have Heroes in Crisis, but then you find out that was all because of the Reverse Flash the entire time. Some really cool stuff. Then you get the stuff about Generation Outlaw, which I hope we get more info in Generation Outlaw. It's a class that he's supposed to be teaching, but he's not really doing anything with it. I hope this becomes more of a focal point, because I really love class stuff. I love X-Men Academy, and I thought Strange Academy was going to be sick, and it's not. Young X-Men too. The Young X-Men was awesome back in the day. I can't get the focus on here. But you get some cool characters. Devour, Cloud9, which I thought Cloud9 was trademarked as a Marvel character, but I guess it's not. Doomed, DNA, Babes in Arms, and Mombi, and Vessel. And then you got Fagun and what's the gorilla? And Surmala. And then and then the Brain is also in this. You got responsibilities and stuff. 20 minutes later, talking to Della and everybody. Getting her to step out of the shell. That she, really great artwork, really great dialogue, really great use of paneling. You get to see this cool of him like crawling out of the grave. Oh, and then you get the little Superman guy who's missing Bizarro, because Bizarro's now like took over his Trigon's role, which is crazy. Dude, artwork in this is phenomenal. Action's crazy. Everything in this book was done so well. And then they split up and she leaves. So, you get him Jason returns to the hill. So, you know, he's going to go back. He's going to do his own thing. Really excited. Again, 9 out of 10. You know, I know DC, like, as a company, what's going on internally is kind of shitty. But, like, the books they're pushing out are grade A material. Artwork is phenomenal. Blows a lot of the Marvel stuff out of the water. I also don't like the glossy paper printing that Marvel uses. I like the normal paper material that DC uses. It just makes the colors stand out, in my opinion, way more. I hate the glossy thing because it kind of just looks like one big sheen and everything's lost. Here, it like adds texture to it. It makes me so happy. Okay, so we're up to the last book. We're up to Joker War issue 3, DC Black Label. This is the variant B cover with, again, Jason Todd, Red Hood. So we have all three of the B variants. So issue 1 with Batman with the card. Issue 2 with Batgirl in the card, and then issue 3 with Red Hood in the card. This might be my favorite one because they crack the mask and he has the mask on, like the eye mask on underneath. Awesome. This, a lot of people complain. A lot of people loved issue 1, complained about issue 2, and I didn't complain about issue 2. I thought it was great. Issue 3 was also really cool. I'm really glad that I got it. Really glad that I read it. I don't have autofocus on. But, you know, phenomenal. The cards are really cool. The whole laughing joke stuff. Artwork in here is phenomenal. How they're trying to create a new Joker and they've already killed one Joker and all this stuff. And then you find out all those crazy mind games. Dude, it's phenomenal. I don't want to spoil any of the story for you guys. The traditional paneling is really great. The coloring is phenomenal. It's vibrant. You get Joe Chill stuff. You know, you get a lot of action. You know, but dude, it's just a really good collection. These 3 books really are great. You know, you got some Batman, like, some really, really good emotional stuff. You get some really sick Joker moments with Batman. It's just a really good story. Like, I was wondering how they were going to close it out. It's great. You find out Joker has like a kid. Like, imagine if they found out his real name and they found out who his kid was, the world would change. Yeah, phenomenal story. Honestly, 9 out of 10. I would love to talk about the whole thing, but I don't want to spoil it because it's fresh and it just came out yesterday or 2 days ago, whenever it was. But yeah, this Black Label miniseries, 3-part issues, awesome. I'm so glad I was able to get the Bat Family collection of covers. They're all the cover Bs. They're all great covers. I have all the cards. I'm so happy to have this set. really, obviously, I know you guys said it's coming out as a hardcover. Definitely recommend that. 'Cause the storyline is definitely worth it. It's nothing. Don't expect it to be mind blowing. Nothing. It doesn't happen like in tangent with the main universe because you already have, you know, uh, all the Flash stuff just happened. All the Joker War just happened, and you have Death Metal happening, which is happening independently and dependently at the same time. Where things uh, in doom metal, in death metal, are happening in like the metalverse, but that metalverse is the main continuity at the same time. So like things are continuing to happen as that happens, but it's slowly like things are jumping back and forth. You know, it's referencing a lot of things are happening in the main continuity as they happen, and it's affecting characters slowly. So whatever happens in death metal is going to impact the main universe. This Three Jokers happens completely independently out of the main universe. So it takes everything we know about the main universe as a story that does not matter, doesn't affect. So like nothing crazy happens in this, nothing detrimental happens, nothing happens. It's a good independent storyline that's a good Batman story. It's nothing different that you haven't heard before. It's just a nice way of telling it. It's a cool story. You get really good artwork. You get some really good back and forth between the three characters. You know, it's good. I just don't want people to get. The thing is, people went into this thinking it's going to be the most hype, best story ever. It's a good Batman story. It's definitely not the top 5 Batman stories ever done. Don't get overhyped on it, but it's good. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed reading all 3 issues. I love that I have all 3 issues, and I'm very happy that I you know, I didn't listen to all these people freaking out when they didn't live up to their expectations or their hype. Yeah, it's definitely not like the Killing Joke or Death in the Family. It plays on all of those. It's definitely worth the read, but it's definitely not going to be as loved as those 2. I think, personally. Alright, so that was that. Okay, let's get into something snapping. Okay, sweet. So I can do this. Okay. Don't need that. Alright, so this week I forgot to grab, because I didn't go to the wall at all. I had so many books in my freaking paws, I'm not grabbing the wall. I forgot to grab the new, the last issue of Draken. Right, this issue 3. I forgot to grab that. Kind of upset. But I'll get it next week, so it'll be fine. Let's go to November. So next week we have Batman 102. Is this going to be the Ghostmaker? Alright, Ghostmaker's finally going to do something. Cool. Batman Adventure continues. I hope my shop remembers to give me this. Issue 6. I think it's 6 out of 7 or 6 out of 11. I'm not sure how this series is going to end. But I hope they keep doing it. You got Jason Todd, Robin on the cover. Really cool. DC's Dead Planet 5. Really excited. I love this storyline. I love this independent storyline. It's awesome. The next issue of Justice League, which is another Death Metal crossover. Really excited to see where that storyline goes. Marauders 14. That's part... I think that's part 12. I'm not sure what X-Men is and what Marauders is. But you have X-Men and Marauders 14, both X-Sword crossovers. You got issue 1 of... I think it's like a 6-issue thing of U.S. Agent. Really excited for that. I don't think I told my shop I want that, but I'm going to have to email him, I think. And then, what is this? Tales from the Dark Multiverse Hush. Okay, I'm getting that. And then the last issue of Young Justice comes out next week. Super, right? Issue 20, yeah. Really bummed that that's ending. I think I'm gonna drop. No, I said it wasn't because I like Legion, but I really wish that they would get rid of Legion and keep Young Justice because that was such a good book. And then it's gonna be a small week in 2 weeks because I only got Infinite Hour, Excalibur, Flash, Marauders, Wolverine, and Punchline 1. Really excited for Nightwing. Death Metal 5. Really excited for that. This is going to be really fun. This is going to be a great... Ooh. December 2nd only has 3 books coming out? Why? Dead Planet with Trigon. Ooh. Adventure Continues 7. And... Oh, that's weird. How I had that at the end. Yeah, Batman 104, Continues 7, Dead Planet, Hellions, and X Factor. So these are after X of Swords. Flash with Black Adam? That's weird. Very interested in where this is going. What the hell? That's going to be interesting. Alright, I'm really excited for that. Alright. Okay, guys. That's all I got for you on this wonderful, wonderful Thursday. I will most likely be streaming tomorrow. I don't know if you guys can tell, but my camera feed right now is like 100%, 110% clearer right now than it has been because I bought a new part. I bought a capture card specifically for my DSLR. It's an Elgato. It's a Camlink. Super clean, clear picture. Way more than what my capture card, my other capture card was doing. It's like it's a different, just what it has to do. But the picture was pulling from my camera wasn't it. It was a little bit blurry. It wasn't as crisp and clear as smooth as this. This is picking up everything. And then I was remote playing my PlayStation to my laptop. Now, using my splitter, I'm pulling the feed directly from the PlayStation into OBS and through the splitter into the monitor, into my TV. So I'm gonna be able to play and do everything with no lag. No lag. Everything's gonna be clean and crisp. It's way clearer image picture than was before. And there's going to be no problems with the controller disconnecting or any of that stuff. So, which will be fine. No more annoyances. So I don't know what I'm going to do Friday. I want to start sitting where I play certain things. Saturday I think I'm going to start Resident Evil 3. I might continue playing as Claire on 2 and then 3. Friday night, I think I'm going to play... I wanted to download... I'm buying something, so... Damn, I don't know what I'm going to do. I might play more Mall Brawl, maybe some SNK stuff. Ooh! Maybe I'll play some Batman, Telltale. I'll try to talk to you guys as that happens, but I'm going to get really into that game. I'm going to maybe play some Telltale. That's a good idea. Okay, guys. This has been the Vinyl Casket. See you guys next time.